What is up, you beautiful people? Adam Becker here, aka Coach Bex, and it is a beautiful day in Toronto, Canada, where I am from. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about my journey and what has worked for me and what didn't work for me, the types of diets I have been on, the types of struggles I have faced on them, what I think about certain diets, and all sorts of good stuff. First off, I want to say I am not a doctor or anything like that. I am a regular person. I am a real estate agent. I am a new father, and I am trying to redefine the dad bod. So without further ado, let's get into it. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It is totally free and it helps me out crazy amounts. I want to get my voice out to people, and unless there is a lot of likes, people are not going to be able to see what I am saying, and I believe this can help out everybody. I'm an average guy. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not on PEDs. I'm not on any supplements. I am natural. I have lost 47 pounds currently in 7 months. Slowly, I've done it properly. I plan to do this for the rest of my life because it is so easy. So please hit that like and subscribe button. So we're going to bring it way back to when I was a kid. I was an average kid, normal weight, everything was fine until I got to about 11 years old. By the time I was 12, I was pretty big. I think I weighed about 130 pounds, 140 pounds. And I could not beat my mother in an arm wrestling contest. I could not beat her in an arm wrestling contest. I could not do one push-up or one sit-up. So my parents decided to send me to a personal trainer. And boy, was that the best thing that ever happened to me. It was absolutely amazing. I started lifting weights at a young age, and that kind of transformed me into who I am today. Working out at 12 years old, I was doing it more for exercise opposed to actually putting on muscle. By the time I was 17, in high school, I had a good amount of muscle on me. I was about 170, 180 pounds, which I kept throughout high school with a good amount of muscle. Fast forward, I go to university. I go to university at 18 years old. I go to the University of Windsor. I was never much of a partier, and I got a fake ID, which worked. And needless to say, university didn't go that great. I ended up flunking out after 1 year. I did a lot of partying. Don't get me wrong, it was one of the best experiences of my life, but I did a lot of partying, and I went there at about 170 pounds, and I came back at 220 pounds. I put on 50 pounds, and it wasn't muscle, 50 pounds of fat in 1 year of university. So now this is where the dieting started. I was 220 pounds. I was too big for my size. I'm only 5'10" and a half. I add that half in there because it matters. And the dieting started then. So now I'm about 19 years old, and the first diet I ever really went on was the carnivore diet. For those of you who don't know, the carnivore diet is pretty much a pure protein diet. It's no carbs at all. When I started this diet, it was great. I thought I eat as much as I want as long as it's protein and you lose weight. And guess what? I did, and that happened. I lost weight. I lost a ton of weight. I think I lost like 30 or 40 pounds stuffing myself just with protein. But guess what? When I started introducing carbs again, I started gaining all that weight back. Everyone tries, including myself, to introduce carbs slowly. It doesn't matter. Introduce them slowly, introduce them fast. You're gonna put the weight back on. 8 to 12 weeks of dieting works. Any diet, it will work. You will lose weight. But out of those people, about 10 to 20% are the only amount of people that keep that weight off. Dieting is a crazy term. People say, I wanna go on a diet, and when they say diet, their brain goes to torture. It shouldn't be torture. It's a lifestyle change. I can't emphasize that enough. A diet is a short-term goal. Yeah, if you want to go on vacation and you got 2 weeks, then you crash diet because you don't really care if you put the weight back on afterwards. But if you want to really lose weight and keep the weight off, A lifestyle change is what you need. And that is what I'm trying to stress, and how it is not that hard. It just takes a little bit of effort, a little bit of time, and I promise you, you can do it. Once I finished the carnivore diet, which lasted me about a year or two, I ended up putting the weight back on, as you can expect. Otherwise, I'd still be on the carnivore diet probably. And I tried a few other diets. So I'm about 20 years old now, and I tried the Rose Reisman diet, the Zone diet. And for those of you who don't know, those are kind of like meal delivery services. They give you healthy meals, and all you got to do is pop them in the microwave and you're good to go. Those were great. Food tasted good and all that good stuff, but it wasn't sustainable because the food got boring. It doesn't teach you how to cook healthy stuff. It just gives you healthy stuff, and you put it in the microwave and you eat it. Works for 8 to 12 weeks. Don't get me wrong. It was great. Food tasted great. But after a while, you get bored of the same stuff over and over again. So that is no good, because as soon as you get bored and you start craving the bad stuff, the pizza, the McDonald's, all that kind of stuff, you are going to put the weight back in excess because you have been craving that food for so long. So once I was done with those diets, after I lost my 10 to 15 pounds and then put it back on, because that's what everyone does on diets, they lose weight, then they put them back on generally, if you're not in that 10 to 20% that manages to keep it off. Now I'm at about 22 years old. Now I had a couple health complications. So I was born with a leaky valve, a leaky aortic valve. So at 22 years old, I had heart surgery. They opened me up and they put in a tissue valve, a pig valve or a cow valve. There was a few complications during that surgery. Unfortunately, I almost died, but I didn't, as I'm here talking to you guys. And so everything worked out in the end. The thing about a tissue valve is it only lasts maximum 10 years. Mine lasted only 6. So at about 27 years old, I needed to do another heart surgery. This time I did a mechanical valve. Now the thing about a mechanical valve is they last about 30 years, but you need to be on blood thinners for the rest of your life, which is fine. It's a pill. My alarm goes off every night at 9 o'clock and I take my pill. And along with that, you actually hear a ticking. My chest ticks like a clock. So that's kind of cool. I've gotten so used to it that I can tune it in and tune it out whenever I want. I kind of feel like a superhero. That's why I kind of got the Superman tat right there. So once that was done, it took me, of course, a little bit to recover, not working out or anything like that. And then I started to gain weight. As you would expect, I wasn't eating much during the surgeries and all that stuff. So once all that was over, I was craving all the bad stuff. And I was using the sympathy in my head. Oh, you had heart surgery. You can do it. You can eat the McDonald's. You can eat all this crap. It was not worth it. Losing weight is kind of like a casino. It takes you 24 hours to make or win $10,000. It takes 1 hour to lose it. So reverse that for dieting, and it takes you about a year to lose, say, 30 pounds, and it could take you 2 months to put it back on. It is not worth it. Once you get down to that weight, you are going to want to maintain it. If you don't maintain it, it can come back like that. That is the problem a lot of people have. So I had that second heart surgery at about 27, 28 years old. Once I was done with that, I was now up to about 250 pounds, and I tried keto. Everybody talks about keto. Everybody loves keto. I don't really understand it. I mean, I do understand keto and how it transfers fat into energy instead of using carbs. But again, you are really cutting out the carbs and eating a ton of fat, which I don't agree with. It doesn't make sense to me, people putting butter in their coffee to get more fat in them. That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand how that is considered making yourself healthier. I saw this meme and it was like, I'm gonna take coffee, I'm gonna put butter in it, then I'm gonna take a slab of bacon and I'm gonna put mayonnaise on it and put that in the coffee, and finally I'm taking care of my health. Does that sound like healthy to you? It does not, okay? Yes, it might work. Again, anything works 8 to 12 weeks, but are you really going to be on keto for the rest of your life with limited amount of carbs? I love carbs. I cannot get rid of carbs. I can't stress that enough. I love carbs. Carbs are not the enemy. So if you notice all these trends, I go on a diet, 8 to 12 weeks, lose the weight, of course, and then after the diet's done, I gain the weight back. That with excess. So if I lost 20 pounds on the diet, I gain back 25. 30 pounds on the diet, I gain back 35, 40. It's just the way it is. When you start introducing those carbs again, those potentially bad foods again, it is going to come back. Nothing taught me to eat healthier unless you are sticking to the diet strictly. Now, everybody has cheats. Everybody goes off the radar. Everybody goes to a restaurant. I love going to a restaurant. You have to sacrifice a little bit. I'm not saying don't go and get the cheeseburger. Don't go and get the burger. Don't go and get the steak. I'm saying substitute the fries for a salad. Now, not any salad, a green salad with the dressing on the side. People think because it's a salad, it's healthy. A little bit of dressing can have 300 calories in it. So now your dressing and your salad is more calories than your actual meal. So look for the low calorie options when it comes to the dressing. Get the dressing on the side. So it's summer now, which means barbecue, which means beers, which means all that good stuff. There are healthy alternatives for literally 95% of things. A regular hamburger, a frozen hamburger, can range from 300 to 500 calories. Blue Menu, President's Choice hamburgers are 170 to 200 calories. You can have 2 of those for the same equivalent as one other burger. Why wouldn't you want to eat more food? It doesn't make sense. They taste about as good as the new burger. I'm not going to say they taste better or the same. If a 500 calorie burger is a 10 out of 10, this is a 8 out of 10. Easy 8 out of 10. And for the fact that I can have 2 of them, then it makes it a 15 out of 10. So after keto, of course, I lost the weight and put it back on. I now was 270 pounds, my heaviest ever. So I was obese. Mathematically, technically, all the terms out there, I was obese. Like I said, I'm 5'10 and a half at 270 pounds. That is obese, and that is super unhealthy. You should not be like that. You feel crappy, you feel tired, you don't want to go out. Look how happy I look. This is the best I have ever felt. So I found a diet called Isagenix. Isagenix was great. I thought I could do it forever. It's meal replacement shakes. So 2 shakes, breakfast and lunch I did, and a healthy 600-700 calorie dinner. I lost a ton of weight on Isagenix. Within 2 months, I was down 40 pounds. I was feeling amazing. I liked the shakes. I liked having everything planned out for me. I didn't have to think what I'm gonna eat and all that stuff. It was great. 40 pounds in 2 months. I ended up getting down to my lowest, which was 210 pounds. So I lost 60 pounds in about 7 months. Once again, unfortunately, it wasn't sustainable. You couldn't just live off shakes and a super healthy dinner. It didn't work. When you look back at it, the shakes were like 300 calories each. So that's 600 calories right there. Then a 600-700 calorie dinner, you're looking at 1,400 calories a day. For a 270 pound guy, 1,400 calories is starvation. It is nothing. I was starving all the time. Of course it worked. I was hungry. People have that conception. You have to be hungry in order to lose weight. I'm trying to explain to you that that is not the case. You do not have to be starving to lose weight. I am never hungry now. So then I was done with Isagenix. Not really sustainable. I'm not going to be eating shakes and super healthy dinners for the rest of my life. And I slowly started putting the weight back on. I kept a little bit of it off because I tried to learn and change and do portion control, but I was hungry. I was still hungry, which people hate to be hungry. Your body tells you not to be hungry. Ghrelin is punching you in the face saying, don't be hungry, give me food. So I ended up getting back to 235 pounds. Then I started doing intermittent fasting. I thought that was great. Fit my calories into a smaller window and all this science and YouTube and everything about it. That didn't work for weight loss for me. I was maintaining my weight and I was starving in the morning and I was starving at night because I just fit my calories into that window. So that didn't really work for me. Then I'm sitting in a friend of mine's house, and he says in October of 2020, I'm gonna start a gym in my garage. Not for the public, just for myself and some friends. Do you wanna work out? I said, absolutely, let's do it. So we start working out October in 2020. I'm 235 pounds. My buddies are tracking what they eat. They just started tracking what they eat. They tell me, Adam, you got to start tracking. I'm like, nah, I don't do that. I mean, it takes too much time. I'm just doing my intermittent fasting thing, whatever. Week goes by, we go to work out. They're like, trust me, you got to start tracking. I said, you know what? I'll give it a shot. So I started tracking just for 1 week. I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a shot for a week. I start tracking, and it wasn't as hard as I thought. In my mind, I'm like, this is gonna be such a pain. You gotta weigh everything. You gotta measure stuff out. What a pain. It took practically zero time. Like no time at all. Everyone has this misconception of when they track, it's going to take hours and it's going to add an hour to their cooking. 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes per meal it adds for weighing out your food. And trust me, it is so beneficial. So now I've been tracking my food since October 2020. It is now end of May 2021. I am down to my lowest ever weight since I was probably 17 years old. I'm 35 now, which is 185 pounds, which is a crazy low amount for me. I still want to lose more. I want to get to about 180 pounds. I want to get abs that are shown without me flexing. So just everyday abs. I want to get my body fat percentage down to about 14%. I'm probably around 15.5 to 16% right now. And low calorie dense foods is the way to do it. That is what has been helping me out. Crazy amounts. I am not hungry. I'm finding healthy alternatives. It takes an extra minute to find the healthy alternative. It's usually right beside the really fattening one in the grocery store. I mean, you could pick a 500 calorie burger or a 150 calorie burger. Like, which one are you gonna pick if you wanna start taking your health more seriously? So that's all I got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed my story and my struggles. I wish I wasn't one of those people that struggled with their weight for their entire life. I know some people that can eat absolutely whatever they want. I hate those people.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you, but I hate you too. And I especially hate you.
They eat whatever they want. They never gain a pound. They weigh 150 pounds. Those people have better genetics than me, I guess, but I at least have some of that muscle genetics. So please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. I want a lot of people to see this. I want a lot of people to get out and figure out what's going on with their life and with their diet. And trust me, when you start losing weight and feeling good, you are happier, you are more radiant. Trust me on this. See you later, guys.